Broadcasting live in 185 countries, 6 3/4 continents, on the International Space Station, and carried on both Voyager Golden records. It's the Weekly Rumble, where we place 4 YouTubers in a cage with a live lion. Oh wait, that's not how this works? The Weekly Rumble, where we pit the wits and opinions of 4 YouTubers against each other. Well, ChrisKnight dishes out the points, or takes them away. Without further BS, here is your host, ChrisKnight.
Yes, it's me. I am ChrisKnight. This is the Real Review 3000, and you guys are in tune with the Weekly Rumble. Bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, I don't know. Man, my hair is horrible. I'm driving myself nuts. We're going to bring everybody in here. Everybody, how you doing?
What's going on?
All right.
Doing good.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So, Danny, there you go. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, guys. So, the Weekly Rumble. And everybody, this is our lovely panelists, our victims, whatever you want to call them. They have subjected themselves to this for me and my pleasure, and hopefully your pleasure too. Jokes and everything. Points that mean absolutely nothing. Yes, it's a wonderful time, guys. I'm telling you right now. So we're gonna get to everything, the the wheel of topics, the wheel of time, all of that stuff here in just a minute. You guys know what this is. But we have to do the, typical, Weekly Rumble rules because, you guys are a bunch of outlandish people who are going to mess this up in every way you possibly can. So I got to tell you the rules. JJ, I'm looking at you.
Why are you looking at me, man? You're the ballsy one. Yeah, we broadcast up to the space station. Come on.
We do. It's going on right now. In fact, I expect a call from the president after this is over. He's a big fan.
He's gonna say, "What the F was that, Chris?"
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is how the Weekly Rumble works. We get 2 topics from each guest plus 2 from the host. That's me, and that's a total of 10 topics. Those 10 topics go on to a wheel of topics. The wheel of topics will pick 5 topics for our lovely panelists to talk about. Now, how do they talk about it? Well, they get a certain amount of time. That time is given to you by the wheel of time. We'll keep all times on the wheel unless the 3-minute, the 4-minute, or the 5-minute time gets picked. If that gets picked, it goes off the board, and we're only left with 1 and 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Now, each panelist will get a response time to add something to the original responder statement. I will only mention that right now. Okay. So if you guys have something to add, feel free to just say, "Hey, I have something to add." Okay. That's your chance. You got your warning right there. Also, each panelist will get 1 mulligan. That 1 mulligan can add up to the max time, which is 5 minutes, or take away time down to the minimum time, which is 1 minute. Everybody gets 1. You guys have it. Everybody understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. All right, good.
I want 2.
You want what?
I want 2 mulligans.
No mulligans. Gotcha. You have none.
Okay, cool. Fine.
Something tells me you'd be okay with that. All right, here we go. Sharing the wheel of names here.
Oh, the wheel.
The wheel of names. Yeah. We're going to see who goes first. That's how we pick who goes first here.
Stig goes first.
Hey, Stig. I want to get Stig on this show one of these days. All right, Mark. Hey, how about that? Our new guy on the panel. Everybody else has been on the panel at least once. But
Get to break him in. Get to break him in right.
Yeah, all right.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so let me make sure that I got to make sure I put everybody's name down on the topics. So let's see here. We're going to put Mark first. Then it goes to Danny. Then it goes to Han. Oh, wait, no, we go straight down. That's right. I forgot.
I was going to say, why the hell are you making me go last? If I really made you
that's just how I'm going to do it.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Okay.
Hey, you're welcome.
Your house, your rules.
I am a gracious host. I'm the most excellent host you'll ever have. So of course it's nice on my part to do that.
Okay.
Oh wow. I can't even say that with a straight face.
I'm trying to get spin it. Come on.
All right, we're gonna spin the wheel of topics to find out what our first topic of the night is. And Number 1. If you'll tell me. There is a rumor that Disney Plus may be developing a continuation of the popular 90s X-Men cartoon. Do you think that this is true, or are they just messing with us? So Disney Plus might be bringing back a continuation of the 90s X-Men cartoon. Do you think it's real, or do you think it's just something blown out in the wind to keep us all occupied while we're sitting here sheltered in place? First off, we're going to tell you how much time you have to do this, to talk about it. And it looks like it's going to be the 3-minute time. That means 3 minutes has been spun. We will remove the 3-minute time now. So
you forgot to remove the 5 minutes too.
No, not yet. It hasn't been spun yet. So just, okay, Han and JJ, just because, are down 5,000 points.
Nice.
All right, Mark. So you got the question, Mark?
I get it.
Okay. So you got 3 minutes on the board. Your time starts now.
All right. So the question is that there is a rumor that Disney Plus might be bringing back the 90s X-Men, and I hope that that is true because it was one of my favorite cartoons as a child to watch. Like, I really enjoy it. It's one of the big inspirations. It's one of the things that got me into comic books in the first place, and it's really great. I know that when Disney bought out Fox, the rumor appeared immediately, and it was propagated by the people who produced the original 90s X-Men series. And they said that we're going for meetings and stuff, and it was exciting. And I look forward to that possibly coming back, but I don't think that it will, because it's something that I actually want to happen, and the universe has a way of like not delivering on those things, like, you know, when we really want something. The universe likes to screw us over. But I really hope that it comes back. If it does come back, they'll probably change it somehow. Hopefully they will not use the same animation studio that they used in the last series when the quality of it dropped really far down. They did an episode where they were all inside fairy stories, but with no like overarching thing to carry it all the way through. And we've only just passed over halfway, and oh my god, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. So this is, I've already lasted longer than I do in bed on this game, so at least that's something. I just have to keep talking in it, just keep saying words that are associated with the 90s X-Men series. Like talk about the excellent opening credits with the sick cowbell at the end. Just list off all of the characters in it, like Cyclops and Jean Grey and Wolverine. And there's lots of cameos in there as well. There's a Nightcrawler episode. They do the episode where Rogue steals Miss Marvel's powers, which they removed from the MCU. That would have been a cool story. Like, they could still potentially do that in the future, actually, because the Captain Marvel movies were set in the 90s, and like they could cross over through there. That would be interesting. Will they bring it back? I hope so, but I think that the answer is no on this one, because Disney don't like me very much, and are we allowed to say rude words like pee and poo poo? Because
you're good with that.
All right, yeah. So the poo poo on all my dreams. Like they even took down one of my episodes of Gay Space Communism, where we were reviewing X-Men the animated series, the episode with Omega Red in, because on that show we look at communism in popular culture, and Omega Red is a badass. Go and watch my show in 1 second.
Oh, there you go. Your time's up. And yeah, how many points am I going to give you? You're the new guy, so I'll be nice. I'll give you half the points I normally give out in a round. That's 5.
It's average.
You learned the first rule, Mark. When in doubt, ramble in circles and run the clock out.
Actually, you know what, Mark? You embarrassed yourself with your propensity for lasting in bed. I'll give you 10 points.
Nice.
It takes a man to say that.
I got a question about the topic. I know where the question came from. Is this you said the 90s X-Men. Are you talking about late 80s, early 90s? That X-Men series, or were we talking about a newer one?
Danny?
Talking about the regular X-Men, not Wolverine and the X-Men, just the regular X-Men.
Back when they first introduced the
yeah, had a regular song.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Cool. All right, now I understand.
All right, JJ, your time starts now.
All right. I believe Disney's screwing with us, just like we always do. You know, I am a Disney fan, but as of late, not so much. That, as with probably most of us, was one of my favorite cartoons, and I would really hate to see Disney come in and destroy another bit of my childhood. Don't get me wrong, I love the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, but they ruined it. Because that was great animation at the time. That was a great story of the time, with all of it, in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end of it. You know, so I do strongly believe that Disney may be just screwing with us. You know, I haven't heard nothing about it, and I really hope they don't. I hope they don't touch it. There's a lot of things out there that I think they could get their hands on. I wish they just leave the hell alone, because we don't need the wokeness put into it. Because you know, somewhere along the way, oh, Storm and Rogue are going to get together, or Wolverine and Cyclops are finally going to become best friends, or something. You know, we don't need all that screwed up. You know, we need that edginess in between Cyclops and Wolverine. We need the best friendship of, you know, Storm and Rogue and Jubilee, and, you know, just leave it out, man. You know, it's just, oh man, yeah, this is really harder than I thought, because I love the show, but, you know, hey, you know, I'm just going to ramble now. Thanks, Han, for the idea.
Mark's the one that gave it to you.
Well,
Han just mentioned that that's the first rule.
Well, yeah, but I'm not about to ramble about nothing. But, you know, I can talk about animation all day long and how good it is and how good it could be. Because, you know, it's not going to be the animation we remember. It's not going to be the story we remember. They're going to computerize it. They're going to woke it. They're going to mess it all up. And I'm going to tell you straight up. I love my entertainment. It's all I've got. You know, my gaming, my TV, my movies, here on YouTube with you guys. And the last thing I need is someone screwing with my entertainment more than it already has been.
Very good.
You know, that's about all I really got to say. And I can't even wind the clock down besides going blah, 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 blah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you really mean it that way, though?
Yeah, I do. Most of the time. Yeah, most of the time. And thanks to you, Chris, and I'm here, you know, so hey.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Your time is basically over now.
Yeah.
And so the way I look at this is, since Mark's new and he's got to get used to this. You've been here before, so you're babbling for 2 minutes, a minute and a half, however long, has garnered you 1 point. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Chris. That's mighty gracious of you. I was expecting a lot less than that. Thank you.
I can go lower. I mean, negative.
I know you can, but you know, whatever.
Okay. All right. We'll talk next round. All right, Han. 3 minutes on the board. Are you ready?
No, but I'll go anyway.
Time starts now.
I would say no. I don't really know anything about this rumor, but I would say no, just because I don't know that Disney's really into making money off making a cartoon series, even if it's for Disney Plus. I think all they want with that franchise is quote unquote blockbusters, movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know that they'd want to put the time and money into making a cartoon, and on top of that, a cartoon that people like us remember and like, but today's kids are like, yeah, okay, an X-Men cartoon, whatever, you know. I don't know that it would be that popular, even on Disney Plus. And I can't see the timer, so Chris is messing with me now. There we go. Thank you, Chris. And as Sith was saying, even if they did do it, it would be horrible. I mean, I'm just figuring it would be horrible. I know we all of us automatically kind of think that about Disney, but I just don't see them putting the effort and the polish and the quality into it like the original cartoon. I think if they did anything, it would be some BS just thrown together for Disney Plus. Like, oh, look, we got an X-Men cartoon. Like, oh, hey, everybody loves X-Men. And I think people like us that remember the original cartoon would be very, very let down. And then it would be like Star Wars. And Disney would say, well, you're not the audience anyway. So poo-poo on you. We don't care if you like it or not because we're Disney and we're the breakers of dreams. We don't care if you like it or not. And I don't know. I don't know that there's a lot of kids, even younger kids, that would be down for an X-Men cartoon. They're not really into comic books as much. They really mainly know X-Men from like the movie setting. So, you know, and today's cartoons aren't really along the lines of stuff like X-Men. I mean, you know, in my opinion, I just think today's cartoons are different. And it's just a different viewing audience than we were. I mean, we were brought up on cartoons more along the lines of that. You know, fun adventure cartoons, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. And, you know, X-Men to me kind of fit more into that vein. And I just don't know that today's kids would be down for that. And I don't think Disney just would put the money into it. To me, I think they got the X-Men strictly for blockbusters and merchandising. I think to me, that's the only reason they got the franchise. And even if they did it to do it right, they would need to bring back some of the original people and try to keep it in the original vein. But that would make us happy. It wouldn't necessarily make the new audience happy. And Disney has proven they don't really care about us. They don't care about our childhood. They care about the new audience and who's going to grow up to spend money after us. So I would say I don't think so. And even if they did, as Sith was saying, it would be a whole big old ball of crap. And that's my opinion on that.
All right. Very good. Wow, you did the whole 3 minutes. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
For somebody
I've been on this show 3 times now, Chris.
And it sounded like you were actually speaking words that meant something.
I'm a good bullshitter.
That's good. You bullshitted? Is that what you're saying? You bullshitted?
Somewhat, yeah.
Oh, 10 points for honesty.
I'm not really a fan of X-Men or MCU or any of that stuff.
And here comes Danny's head shaking.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Well, you noticed on the show last night when y'all got to the MCU question, I didn't say anything.
I know. You're just like,
I'm just sitting here like, do.
Okay, guys. Danny, are you ready for your 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Your 3 minutes starts now.
Well, this was my question, and like I said, it is a rumor. Some rumors are true, some are fake. I'm hoping, and fingers and toes crossed, that this is in fact true. If they do it right, I don't believe that Disney is necessarily a killer of dreams. I just think that they have a different target audience that they're aiming for, and we're not it. So I have grown to accept that. It does not make me butthurt in any shape, form, or fashion. Because at the end of the day, if I want to see it, I'm going to pay my money to see it. If not, I'm going to watch it one time and say, damn, that was a mistake, and not ever watch it again. As it pertains to this particular show, I would like to see what's going on now, the next evolution of the X-Men. I think it would be a smart way to try to create some sort of canon, kind of like how the Clone Wars and Rebels are doing with Star Wars. They could possibly do this and try to introduce the new phase of X-Men whenever it comes down. People are saying they hope the X-Men in the movie live action goes away for 8-10 years. Well, maybe they can kind of keep it in the forefront, keep it in people's mind, keep it fresh by doing a cartoon. I would change the animation. I would create new stories. They have plenty of source material with the comic books and can test out new things, try and figure out what will work, won't work. Then they can formulate a good screenplay that we want to see on the big screen, maybe 6 or 7 years from now. I think this would be a good testing ground. I think if they didn't have time to work on it now because of this crisis, they have plenty of time to work on it. They can talk and collaborate with animators and basically say, look, let's try this. Because if you look on Disney Plus, they have new different animations and avatars. Is where this whole thing came from. If you go on Disney Plus and click on, I forgot what section, I want to think X-Men or Marvel or something, You can see the new avatars someone thought was important enough to put on there. So this is where I believe the whole rumor came from. But like I said, this is just totally a rumor now. But everybody's saying is pointing out all the negative stuff for Disney and the crisis. But this can be a positive stuff also, because now they have plenty of time. Whatever obscure or insane or crazy ideas they thought wouldn't work, now they have time to actually kick around and say, well, this might work. And they actually have the time to do something about it and actually work on it, from my opinion. I know things that I've thought about doing, but see, I didn't have the time. I have the time now. I will be off for the next 5 days. I've done been streaming, I don't know how many times, how many hours. So now we have the time to do stuff that we say we don't have the time for. So the same thing applies in Hollywood. And in this particular question, I think that, and I hope that this rumor is very true, that we will see the next chapter in the X-Men evolution.
Cool. Well, yeah, okay, so real quick, my thoughts on this. And Danny, I'm going to go ahead and give you 10 points. Sith, JJ.
After you, Chris, I have a follow-up question for Danny.
Well, go right ahead. You do your
okay. You said you would watch it, and if it wasn't good, then you just wouldn't watch it. Would you be happy if they made it just because they made it, even if it was rubbish? Or do you want it to be decent?
I want it to be good, but like anything else, we watch it. Okay, perfect example. I went on Disney Plus last week and I watched Inhumans. It was trash. But in order for me to intelligently speak on it, I have to watch and sit through some of this trash. So whenever conversation come up, I can be like, yeah, it was bad or it was good because of ABC 1, 2, 3. But if you don't sit there and watch it, then I don't see how you can intelligently speak on something if you never watched it.
Okay. Yeah, that's my question. Appreciate it, Danny.
What I would say is yeah, I'd love to see it. And there's two things here I'm going to say really quick about it. One, JJ's right. I don't want to see them interjecting anything into this. If you're going to make X-Men, make X-Men. Leave it the way it is.
You mean you don't want Snowflake and Safe Space?
No, I don't. And then two, I guess in what Danny said about the movies, give it a break. I guess if you formulated it around the movies with the spirit of the original series, maybe that would work. Maybe. I know the movies kind of pulled from some of the animated series here and there. So I don't know. But I would watch it. But again, I'm like Danny. I would wait, see what it is, and then we'll see. Now, there's lots of things that could go wrong with it. It is Disney. So, all right, guys. Topic number 2. And JJ, you're going to be up first. Topic number 2. And it is, what mythical creature from a movie would you bring to life for real? What mythical creature would you bring to life for real? Okay, JJ?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, let's see here. Let's see how long you had to talk about it now. This is where the 5 would come into play.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. 2 minutes to talk about it.
Okay, awesome.
Close that up. Let's get back to the timer. What's that? 2 minutes. And your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay, what mythical creature? Okay, I would have to say that, come on, man, everybody's favorite, or mostly everybody's favorite, and this is some piece of artwork I would love. Shout out to Peter. I would love to see Peter do something like this. Is a dragon. It doesn't matter what color, green, red, gold, white, blue, it don't matter. Because, come on, man, they're just, unlike our real life creatures in the world, you know, the lion looks majestic. You know, that's why he's the king of the jungle. To me, a dragon would be king of the sky. I'm talking about, for real, wingspans of buildings long, bodies, blocks long, you know, the tail, the scales, the eyes, man, the beautiful eyes. It's just, they're gorgeous creatures. Now, whether they're kind or not, I don't know, because I don't really know extensive knowledge of dragons, but I do believe they're very majestic looking mythical creatures. Or they might have even existed. We really don't know the answer to that because there's still a lot of things we as people don't know, even though Google is our friend. But yeah, dragons, man, it's got to be the best creature I can think of, you know, other than Pegasus or a Minotaur or something like that, man. The dragon to me rules all, because it has the power to take. Now, as far as to create, that's a different story. Who knows? But they have definitely the power to take it all away, and that's just wonderful.
Well, very good. You know what? I gave you 10 points for the last round just because I was thinking, you know, I'm going to be nice for a second. And then you go and you have to mention dragons. So I have to be nice to you for 2 rounds. I gave you another 10 points or 20 points. How about that?
Thank you.
I don't know what I'm going to do with you, though. I can't be this generous for a 3rd round in a row, I don't think.
Well, you know what happened last time I was on here? Even though it didn't mean a damn thing, I won the shit. So, come on. I can do that.
That means he's going to deduct 10,000 points this show because you won the last one.
Let him. Just put my point. I'm good at that.
All right. Han, you ready?
I'm ready.
Your 2 minutes starts now.
I'm going to be very specific. I want Falkor, the Wish Dragon, from the Neverending Story. I mean, I know Sis said dragons, and this is also a dragon, but I'm saying a very specific dragon because Falkor, I mean, let's face it, he's like the big fluffy puppy dog of dragons. He can talk. He's nice. He doesn't breathe fire on people or pillage or burn down villages like some dragons we see in books and movies. And he can fly you around on his back. He's a buddy. He'll help you out. Like I said, it's as close as you could have to a dragon dog. And he can talk to you. So if he gets pissed off like a normal dragon, he's not just going to breathe fire and burn your garage down. He's going to say, hey, Chris, that was screwed up what you did last time. I was trying to mac on the lady dragon and you kind of messed up my flow there. I told you if I had a sock on the doorknob not to come in. And you came in anyway when I was trying to get my freaky deaky dragon on. And it would be, I mean, in times like this, would you have to wear a mask flying across the ocean with Falkor? No. Falkor don't care. Falkor's not going to have the beer bug. He can take you anywhere in the world you want to go, and with a smile on his face. And he's the happiest dragon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's fluffy. Like I said, he's not all scaly and slimy looking. He's fluffy and happy. So, I mean, I could think of no better mythical creature to bring back or to put into real life than Falkor. Now, granted, you'd have to get him house trained, obviously, unless you're going to put like a big Falkor pen in the backyard, because nobody wants to clean up. Nobody wants to clean up Falkor-sized dumps in their house. But he could tell you when he needs to go out because he can talk. So that's my answer. Is Falkor? He's the best answer.
Oh, we got the patented shaking of Danny's head. Oh,
what the actual hell, brother? Falkor? That was awesome, dude. That was awesome.
All right, Danny, it's your turn.
There is something in Hans inhaler.
I swear it's just got nicotine in it, Danny.
He works for the federal government on the railroad.
Yeah, I get drug tested all the time.
I don't think you can get away with that. So, all right, Danny, your 2 minutes is on the board. Your time starts now.
Mystical creatures. Well, I'm not going to say a dragon. The last 2 people say a dragon. So I think I'll jump on a mermaid. I think mermaids are majestic. What I've seen, I remember a show when I was a little boy called The Man from Atlantis. He wasn't quite a mermaid, but I would say, man, that'd be cool to be able to swim in the water and swim that fast and go down deep and stuff. And then saw Aquaman last year or the year before and see how awesome it was in that world. So I think a mermaid, I think it was Splash, if I'm not mistaken, where I think if they dry their fins off, they could have legs and could revert back from human to mermaid form. So I think that would be pretty cool to have that power, to be able to see that. I know in some stories, I think they kind of mix mermaids and sirens up, make them kind of evil. I think sirens would make the sailors jump to their death or sail to their death. I don't want to see an evil mermaid or anything like that, but to see a good mermaid, I guess kind of like I said on the movie Splash, if I remember correctly, it's been so many years since I've seen that, but to see that in real life, and to be able to experience that, if they were able to grant you the power long enough to do that like they did in the movie, then I think that would be pretty cool. Like I said, after seeing one of my favorite shows, growing up as a child, Man from Atlantis, I think it starred Patrick Duffy. He was pretty cool, and like I said, when I saw that, I was like, man, that would be cool to have that power, be able to breathe underwater and to be as majestic and as beautiful and fluid as a fish swimming, as a human being. That would be awesome. So that is what I would do.
Okay.
Good answer.
To be as majestic and beautiful as a fish.
Dude,
I love it.
That's
man,
awesome.
I forgot about that show, man. That was freaking awesome.
Oh, I can't forget about Splash.
Was that
No,
Daryl Hannah?
no.
That was
Dude, the Man from Atlantis.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking Daryl Hannah though. Sorry.
Yeah, we're thinking about the movie. It's from the 80s, right?
Yeah. Tom
Yeah.
Hanks, Daryl
Tom
Hannah.
Hanks, John Candy.
10 points there, Danny. 10 points to you. Mark, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be, I suppose.
Okay, wait, 5 minutes. No, it's okay. Here you go. 2 minutes on the board. Your time starts now.
Okay, so this is a question that I found quite difficult to think about because I tried to think of all of the best mythical creatures, like your dragons and your mermaids and stuff, and I don't like any of them. They're all a bit rubbish. So what I did was I like to go outside of, like, I'm a meta artist in it. Like when I made my comic book, The Adventures of Kim Il-sung, like I did it using photographs. It's meta in it. So I've taken the question and I'm smashing it up, and I'm looking at the creature part specifically over the mythical part, and I'm gonna give this weird answer of Pokemon in it. Like those are the creatures that I would choose to bring into existence, like because they're really cool, and it would make real life so much more entertaining if we could have like cockfights in the street and that with trained animals. So they're not really mythical in a sense, but they are legendary, and there are dragons available for those of you who want dragons. You can get your Dragonites and your Charizards, and there's a whole bunch of them. There's mermaid Pokemon, there's like Phoenix Pokemon. I'm offering the choice that's going to give us all of the mythical creatures that we could ever desire, and you get to keep them at home in a little Pokeball. You don't have to worry about taking your dragon outside for a big shit. Like you can just go in his Pokeball, like, and it's all sorted. Put him in your pocket, go to work with it and stuff. Fly home on the back of it. It would be amazing. And you could start fights in the street with people and take half of their money. I don't know why you get to take half the money. That's how the game works. So I don't know if it counts though. Let me know in 9 seconds whether that's an acceptable answer or whether I've broken the question. Now.
You're muted, Chris.
Is that an acceptable answer?
I would say it is. It's not 100% with the question, but it's thinking outside the box. It's still something somewhat mythical.
See. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll say 10 points for you too, sir. And JJ, you've been knocked down to negative 1,500 points. And we will go on to the next. We'll go on to the next topic. After this, we'll let you guys tell everybody where you can be found and all that great stuff. Oh, and what do we say, Han? Of the upcoming Phase 4 MCU films and shows, which are you most psyched to see
Woohoo! I was hoping this question would come up.
Black Widow, The Eternals, Loki, WandaVision, or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? And then please explain. You guys got that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
you know what's so awesome about this, Han? You get to start.
Yeah. So
Let's see if you get
the
the trifecta. Start the question you didn't want to get in 5 minutes. Oh, dang. You only got 2 minutes to talk about it.
I think I can work with that.
Okay. 2 minutes is on again. We'll just bring that timer up. Again, which of the Phase 4 MCU films or shows do you most want to see? And I gave you the list of them. And then please explain. Han, your 2 minutes is on the board. You can start now.
I would say Black Widow because I saw the trailer for Black Widow. It looks good. I'm a toxic male. I like seeing the female MCU movies, especially if it still remains to be seen. But if they pull it off, it's not like some kind of weird SJW movie. If they just keep it a true, so to speak, superhero movie, I think the preview has a lot going for it. I think it makes me excited at least to see the movie. And you know, Chris, I'm not necessarily a big MCU or superhero movie fan. I do watch them on occasion if one piques my interest, and that is one that has piqued my interest. You know, from seeing the preview and watching people's reactions to the trailer. I think the design of the costume looks good. The scenes of the movie they've showed, the effects looks good. And honestly, of all the other ones, that's really the only one that really sticks out to me. Like Doctor Strange 2. I've never seen Doctor Strange 1, so I don't really care about Doctor Strange 2. But I would like to see them make more female superhero movies and make them, not that they have to be like overtly sexual and nasty, but make them more true to what we're used to. I mean, it doesn't have to be she shows up like the last Charlie's Angels movies, and 5 minutes into it, you turn it off because it's basically nothing but a man bashing routine, so to speak. Make it about fun. I mean, movies like that are supposed to be about fun. Make it a fun movie. Make it an action-packed movie. Make the effects good. Give it a good storyline. Don't make it necessarily lean too much one way or the other. Don't make it some SJW BS. And I'll be willing to go see it. I mean, that's one that I would actually see of all of them on that list. Partly because I think the costume and she looks good in it.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson, good answer. So I gave you 10 points, plus I found Sis 20 points that I took from him, and I've given it to you now. So you're at 50 points. Very good.
Oh, cool. Appreciate it, Sis.
Danny, your 2 minutes is on the board, and you can start now.
I think out of these, I'm most interested in seeing Doctor Strange into the what's the title again?
Doctor Strange and the multiverse, or in the multiverse of madness. They've changed it. But yeah.
I want to see that. I wasn't. The first Doctor Strange was okay, but it wasn't like one of my favorite MCU movies. But once I saw him interacting with Iron Man on Endgame, I liked his character more. I'm curious to see how he's going to develop his character more. I'm a little concerned that they already fired one of the directors. Not sure who they have now, but I think
Sam Raimi.
Okay, Sam Raimi.
Mm-hmm.
God did Spider-Man, correct?
Yes.
I think if they stay with the source material, don't get too crazy or don't get too timid on doing a storyline, that it can definitely be a good movie. I know I've read some of the Doctor Strange comic books. I even remember the 1970 Doctor Strange television show. I don't know if Sith remember that or not, but it came out. It was one show that came out. It didn't get the audience response that they wanted to, so they didn't do the series. But based on that, based on reading the books, the cartoons that DCU did, Doctor Strange is a very diverse character, extremely powerful in the mystic arts. So I definitely want to see where he's going to go next. kind of curious how that WandaVision is going to tie into that. They're saying that that's supposed to be kind of like the stepping stone into Doctor Strange's 2 movie. So I definitely want to see how MCU is going to handle the mystic part of the MC universe, and Doctor Strange would be an excellent way to dive into that.
Awesome. All right, 10 points for you, 30 total. Mark, are you ready?
Let me just have one sip of my drink before I have to talk for 2 minutes straight.
Okay, well, that's a minus of 20 points for a drink. You had to get charged for that. That's just how this works.
Oh, no way. What's the lowest score anyone's ever got?
I don't know. Seth's working on it.
All right, go on. Let's do this.
All right, your time starts now.
Okay, so Chris asked the question. No, not that question. Of the upcoming Phase 4 MCU movies, which one are you most psyched to see? And I'm very much looking forward to the Black Widow movie because Black Widow is a former communist KGB agent, and I have videos on my channel where we look at communism in popular culture, and there's going to be ones they're going to get like bare hits when that film comes out, like they're laid there as sleeper cell videos waiting. So that one's going to be great. Like I'm looking forward to that. I'll hopefully get a nice spike then. It's got the Red Guardian in, who's a great character, like excellent in the comic books. The Eternals is the one that I'm least excited about. It's got Kumail Nanjiani in, who I do like. He's friends with Dan Harmon, who like I'm a big fan of, like all of his stuff. It's not really related. That's the only tangential thing that makes me interested in that movie. You got the Loki series on Disney Plus that could be good. He's jumping through time, like doing all mischievous God of Mischief stuff. Like I hope that we get to see an episode where he assassinates JFK. Like I think that would be cool. The WandaVision one, I'm really excited about. Wanda is one of my favorite characters in the Avengers comic books, like because she's a weird goth sort of person like myself. And like we were saying, it's going to lead into the Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be excellent. I think they're going to use that to cross the streams, essentially, and unite the X-Men into the MCU. And then finally, the Thor Love and Thunder, I think, is a big red herring, a big troll, that they're going to do Avengers versus X-Men, but they're hiding the title, like, in advance.
Oh. And then there's also Shang-Chi. I forgot about Shang-Chi, which is supposed to bring in the Mandarin, like the real Mandarin.
Yeah, and I could actually talk about that for another 2 minutes.
All right. So you get 10 points. You're up to 30. And JJ.
What the hell you want, man?
What the hell? I was going to say I was going to give you back your points, but
well, because you just taking stuff from me. I'm just sitting there just trying to figure out why am I here? You just going to take.
Yeah,
because I'm forcing you to. If you don't remember,
I didn't sign no contract.
Yeah, actually you did. You just don't know it yet. Anyways, your 2 minutes is on the board. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey, do I have to pick one?
Yes. Yes. You had to pick one.
Okay, well, I'm really excited for Wonder Woman. Oh, wait a minute, wrong franchise.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. That's what I said. Can you only pick one? Because I'm excited for Black Widow also, but I'm also looking forward to what's his name again?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the first Doctor Strange movie. I since Iron Man 2, man, I've loved the Black Widow character. It really sucked that it had to waste her off in Endgame, because that's the one thing that really torqued me the most out of all of it. I'm like, why waste such a great character? And I'm just looking forward to see, how she turned about, because I'm not a big comics person, never have been. But for the first few films of the MCU, I love them all. It told a great cohesive story, the way that some other movies should be done in. Well, somewhat cohesive anyway. But Black Widow, it seems to be the most interesting to me, and to see where she came from. And besides, I'm kind of a fan of Rachel Weisz's also. I want to know where this Red Guard dude comes from because, like I said, I'm not a comics fan at all, not a person at all. So it'll be kind of a learning experience for me also. And then Doctor Strange, man, I'm gonna tell you what, that the first movie tripped me out. I want to see where this next one goes. Because I'm excited for both. And I'm sorry, I know you said pick one, but it's kind of hard when you're actually looking forward to two different movies.
I understand. No, I would probably pick Black Widow and Doctor Strange also. It's funny as we were reading something about the Eternals on the KHAOS list this week, and it said the highly anticipated Eternals, and I'm like, I have yet to hear anybody like really be anticipating it.
Well, I'm not a big Jolie fan. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm like, really? So what?
Yeah. All right, guys. So because of this lovely situation we are all in and the sheltering in place, and you guys, I know, are doing such a lovely job, I've went ahead and given everybody 50 points up to this point. Everybody is tied at 50. And we are now going to let you guys introduce yourselves, tell everybody where you are, where you can be found, all that fun stuff. And Mark, since you're the new guy on the panel, we're going to go ahead and let you start. So why don't you tell everybody about yourself, where they can find you, and all that fun stuff.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's me, Corey Mark. The best place to follow me is on Twitter, and that's where everyone is. It's at Comic Mark. The ears are free. Like the same on YouTube, because you can't have your branding the same across everything. That's the way to play the game. And I've got this book out on Indiegogo, The Adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea, like a sort of alt history satire thing about how North Korea won the Korean War. Like it's really good. Go and check it out, please. Throw me some of your capitalist dollars. See if you can convert me to your team with enough money.
Cool. All right. And up next is JJ. JJ, would you like to tell everybody about where they can find you? I got your YouTube in the description box down below. I know you don't have a ton on there, but I would suggest that people go check out your Twitter and stuff. So why don't you tell them about it?
What's going on, everybody? I'm JJ. You know me in the chat as SithLord3827. You can find me at Twitter, on Twitter, in Twitter, somewhere around there, at SithLord3827. Me and my brother down here at HanStar, we're mods. Mainly you'll find us over on the Mary Mayhem's channel. And then, Han has his own stuff he'll tell you about in a moment. But I'm just me, guys. I'm not one half of anybody, and I am not like Visa, dude. I am everywhere you don't want me to be.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, they changed it. I'm sorry. I just noticed something that they just changed. They're saying that if you follow their guidelines now, you can monetize things that talk about the fluffy bunny disease.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you got to follow their guidelines, which is probably don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Up next.
I've been noticing videos that talk about the fluffy bunny disease have like a thing at the bottom for you to like learn more about it or whatever. Like YouTube ads and disclaimer thing at the bottom, basically.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. And every once in a while, you'll catch me doing my own live streams. I've been starting to do that. So I haven't figured out what kind of content I'm going to do, but I'll tweet it out. Most times it's just random.
Awesome. All right. Cool. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself and where they can find you?
Hey, everybody. I'm HanStar. Also have a channel by the same name, HanStar. I'm supposed to be doing travel, adventure, kayaking. I'm doing a van build, but all that's kind of on hold because of the fluffy bunny disease. So right now I'm mainly doing fun live streams. I have 2 weekly live streams. one I did today, my Thursday afternoon stream, because I'm normally off Wednesday and Thursday. On Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, I have a stream called Bloody Mary Brunch where I day drink Bloody Marys and talk about interesting things. JJ's been on there before. Rambling Canuck's been on with me a few times. Today we talked about the Mary Celeste. If you hadn't seen that, you can go check out the replay. Then I have my bi-weekly Sunday shows. This Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern will be Jackbox Game Night. You'll see Chris there sometimes. JJ there sometimes. We play Jackbox games. It's the end of the weekend. Normally people go to work on Monday, although a lot of people aren't now. It's just the end of the weekend kind of fun thing. The Sundays I'm not doing Jackbox Game Night, you'll find Name That Tune, which is on Sunday nights, the opposite Sundays at 9 p.m. You will see Chris there, hopefully, because he's our Name That Tune DJ. We play the game Name That Tune. I have a panel of 4 people. They try to guess the songs just by the music with no lyrics. It's normally a pretty good time. So subscribe to me if you're not familiar with me. And you can also follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at HanStar, and just add a YT at the end, HanStar YT.
Yeah, exactly.
And thanks for having me again, Chris.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming on, all of you. It always helps me out to have people on here. You know, me sitting here rambling on about my life. Well, people don't like to watch that stuff. So,
and I still need to cut. I think I downloaded the right one. I still need to cut the video of where you got monetized or figured out you were monetized on your birthday live on Jackbox Games on my show.
Yes, that's true.
I need to clip that and post it.
Yeah, that did happen, guys. That was actually really, really crazy. So, all right, up next, definitely not last, definitely not least, it's Danny from Comic Chat. Danny, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, what you're about?
Hey, doing? My name is Danny. My channel on YouTube is Comic Chat. My handle on Twitter is Comic Chats with an S. I'm seen 4 times a week, sometimes a little bit more, on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on the Chaotic Conversation, which is my show that I team up with Chris and Sean on our Chaotic Central Network. We're trying to build that channel. On Tuesday nights, you can catch me on the KHAOS list with Sean Stackhouse. That's his show. On Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Rule of 3, which is a combination of all 3 of us. And on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, me and another buddy of mine, Terrence, have our show called Equilibrium. We discuss any topics dealing with sci-fi, Marvel, Disney, whatever crosses our chat, we discuss. So please just tune in and catch the show. And I appreciate any subscriptions that you send my way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, guys, go check everybody out. Check their Twitter out. Check out the Indiegogo of Marks. Check out their YouTube channels. Go ahead and sub and follow everybody. Help them out. You know, it's always nice that you guys can do that while you're at it. If you're new here, by all means, please go ahead and look at all our stuff. Sub if you can. Sub if you will. And, yeah. So without further ado, let's go ahead. And we will go back to the wheel of topics, and we're going to pick our 4th topic out for the night. Our 4th topic of the night is if you had to live. Oh, and I didn't share it. You know, maybe I should share it. How about that? If you had to live in a different country, where would you choose and why? Where would you choose and why? Danny, you are up first. We're going to find out how long you had to talk about this.
God.
Just remember, everybody still has their mulligan. 1 minute. 1 minute is on the board.
Yes.
We will go in here. We will switch this to 1 minute, and 1 minute's on the board, and your time starts now.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'd even got to think about it. Australia. I went there about some 20 years ago when I was in the Marine Corps. Beautiful country, beautiful women. I don't see them having all the issues that we have over here in America. So I would get my passport, visa, whatever I need, papers, and I'm going to Australia to land down under. Like I said, if I was a single man, I would definitely go for reasons. You don't have to use the imagination. but I can tell you firsthand they love American men.
Yes, they do.
And that's where I would go. I can't get any more deep because this is a family show. But like I said, I went there for 7 days, did not want to leave, almost missed the boat. But if you get a chance to go down there, I tell you, that's the place to go.
Oh, I totally
all I can
agree
hear
with
now
that.
on this is the song in my head. But they come from a land down under.
I want to add something to that.
Okay.
Danny, that's a piece of information I didn't know. Thank you for your service.
Oh, no problem.
Semper Fi, Marie. That's my stepson was in the Corps. So I got all the respect. Well, my stepson was in the Corps, and my stepdaughter was in the Army. So I got all the respect for you.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, Mark, your time starts now.
Yay. So this is my question on it. So I've had lots of time to think about this in advance. But I already knew the answer to this question, that the country that I would move to is Cuba, because in Cuba, the average monthly wage is $30 a month. Yeah. And for a while in my history, I was living on like a residual income from royalties from a thing. And I was earning like 6 months' wages in Cuba, like a month. And I was seriously considering going there. Like, obviously, Cuba's cool for me because it's a communist country. But unlike North Korea or the Soviet Union, it's not grey and drab and dreary. It's in the Caribbean. Like, you can be dancing down the street with maracas, like chomping on a big cigar and driving in like a cool 50s car and stuff. Like, Cuba's the place.
If you got to go communist, go Caribbean communist.
Exactly. Is that communist light?
It's starting to get that way.
All the communism, but none of the drab.
That's exactly it.
It is.
That's how they should sell it.
I mean, not to get too current events, but yeah, it is starting to get that way. It's much more open than it used to be.
Oh yeah. Hey, Tommy's in here. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
Hail, Tommy.
I've been trying to mod for myself, and it looks horrible. How about that? Okay, 1 minute's on the board. JJ, your time starts now.
Well, I've had a lot of years to think about this, and I have a big fascination with it. I would love to live in China. No. Seriously, the food is wonderful. The decor, the clothing, the fact that people. Well, I'm speaking of older times now, but people treated you with respect. You had honor. You earned your honor. It wasn't something that was tangible or non-existent or anything like that. It was there, and if you disrespected someone's honor, you paid the price for it in one way or another. To me, it's a simple way of living right or living wrong. The women are beautiful. I'm not arguing with the Australian thing, Danny, but Chinese women, they are very beautiful. And they're well. Dude, you didn't even start the clock.
Yeah, actually,
No,
I did.
you done ran the clock out. You done ran the clock out like
You
30
ran the
seconds
clock
ago.
out.
Why didn't you say something, man? Me talking like an idiot, man. Come on.
You're supposed to be watching it, man.
Are you purposely dicking me tonight, Chris? What's up, man?
I didn't do it. You did it.
It's
Hey,
on
I-
the screen, man.
I wasn't paying attention, man, because I'm serious.
He was in the China fantasy world, but
He was.
I've seen the show, Chris. You're like, yo, your time's up. Yo, hey.
I heard the dinging, and I'm sitting there going like, okay, he's talking, and I know I hear the dinging and you don't, but still, look at the damn.
Oh yeah,
the timer's right there.
I'm not. I wasn't looking at the time.
You
Okay,
could have
here,
used your
I'm gonna-
mulligan, Sith, and got
I'm
like
gonna-
5 minutes if you wanted.
See, like, see this right here? That's the
Why
timer.
would you use your mulligan and add time? Really? That's
Well,
You
yeah.
needed to.
See right here. I'll bring it closer to you, Seth. There you go. It's closer now.
Yeah, he needed about 3 more minutes to where it sounded, didn't it, hon?
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with China per se. China's a beautiful country. It is. It's a very beautiful country, and yes, the ladies aren't that bad either. So I see Seth. JJ, I hear you. I hear you. You got something there.
dude, man. I've been thinking about that since I was a kid.
Here's the thing, though. I'd go to Hong Kong because Hong Kong is Western. It's probably where you'd want to be.
It's like China light.
Yeah.
You're talking about communism light. It's like China. It's
China
like
light.
China light.
Yeah, I
because
live in Japan for a year, so I don't know.
Yeah, I see. All right, Han, your 1 minute's on the board. Everybody, so far has gotten 10 points, just so you know. So Mark, you're at 60. JJ, you're at 60, and Danny, you are at 60. And Han, your time starts now.
it's funny Danny said that because if I had to pick a country, I would go to Japan. I'm enamored with the food, the culture, the architecture. I like their society. To me, they're more, I know behind the scenes, they're kind of freaky deaky. If you look at some of the stuff that Japanese are into, like hentai or whatever. But I like the society, how they're polite, how they're quiet, how they're reserved. I don't know. That's just, I don't like loudmouth people. To me, I just think I would fit in better there. It's I don't know. That just seems more laid back, not loudmouth American. And the food really, to me, would be actually the main pull. Not to say that Japanese women aren't beautiful, because obviously they are. The food would just be great. Go like a real ramen shop. Just stand in Tokyo and see all the lights. That would be my pick. Would be Japan if I had to ever go or move somewhere else.
Okay, very good. Good.
There was no game.
Didn't say that.
Well, he hears it. He hears it on his side, but you don't hear it on your
Well,
side. That's why.
I heard it.
You did?
Really? So I didn't hear
So
it.
yeah.
I don't have it going through anything. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's all right. Yeah, Japan or Australia. Those are like the two big ones. I would say. One of those two. Japan. I love Japan.
Japan's cold.
You went the wrong time of year. I think it's nice.
Well, they have seasons like we do.
Yeah.
The clothing. I'm kind of a man. I'm not a. You don't sell extra large and 3X and big man stuff over there. So I'm. It's okay.
There are tiny people there. No, I mean, I tell people all the time, there are, if you want to see things you've never seen before, Japan's where you go. They have game shows for everything. They have.
Oh, yeah. They got some of the craziest stuff on TV.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But it is such a great experience. I mean, I love it there. Now, again, I'm with Danny on the Australia, though. They love their men from the U.S. I mean,
Big time.
It's like the Beach Boys, two girls for every guy type thing. It's like, if you're from the U.S., that's the place to go.
Chris, I'm kind of feeling like a butt, man. You served too, didn't you?
What was that? Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate your thanks. Let's see here. We're going to go to the last topic. Everybody still has your mulligan, so if that 5 minutes comes up, you can all chicken out and take 1 minute. Well, this should be an easy one. What was your favorite TV show as a kid and why? What was your favorite TV show as a kid and why? Time on the board is going to be there it is, the 5 minute one. Okay, and we're gonna spin to see which of the three of you left is going to go first. Now, since this is the fifth question, we only have 4 people. It's going to be one of these 3 people. And Danny, you're going to go first. What was your favorite TV show as a child and why? 5 minutes is on the board. You do have a mulligan, though. Would you like to use your mulligan?
Hell yeah.
Where do you want to take it down to?
Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes is on the board, and your time starts now.
Oh, I think that is going to be the Knight Industries 2000, otherwise known as KIT. Knight Rider, starring Michael Knight, David Hasselhoff, the actor that played it. Every Friday night, I was watching that. It just blew my mind. That KIT, that car could do all that stuff. It could talk, drive itself. He hit turbo boost. I'm like, oh hell! And I wish I had a car like that. Every time I saw a black Trans Am or a Firebird, I thought that was KIT. To see the red light go back and forth, to hear that woo woo, that just really did it for me. And then when his the truck had the same polymer that he had and destroyed KIT and had to rebuild it from scratch again, this time made him stronger and faster. That was even better. Then they added what they call super pursuit mode. And you hit that button, this thing would just send out all kind of different devices or whatever stuff to make it more aerodynamic, and it would go from like already 100 miles an hour to like 300 miles an hour. And it was moving so fast that you could only stop it by hitting the super pursuit mode brakes. And it would just stop all of a sudden, and he hit the button and it shrink back down into KIT regular form. Then also the last season it had a convertible form where you hit the C button and it would go from hard top to convertible. To me, Knight Rider was the cat's meow. Like I said, turbo boost, car talking. I thought KIT was cool. I wanted that car, that cool steering wheel. I never see a steering wheel like that before. Had all those buttons like a cockpit. So I thought, and that music, dun 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 dun. That was my show.
Michael Knight is a man.
One man can make a difference. And he made a difference in my childhood because that was one of my favorite shows as a child.
Awesome. All right. Remember, I don't tell you guys what your final points are after the final round is over. So, Danny, you'll find out what your final points are after everybody's done. Mark, you are up next. Mark, you've got to board. What was your favorite TV show as a child and why? Your time? Actually, I actually got 5 minutes. I forgot. But do you want to use your?
Yeah, I want to use it as well. Yeah.
Where do you use it
It'd be stupid not to. There's no punishment for putting it on 1 minute, is there?
No, there is.
Do that. I'll have 1 minute, please.
1 minute is on the board. Your time starts now.
So my favorite cartoon as a child was Captain Planet. Like, people remember Captain Planet, like some environmentalist left-wing propaganda for children. Yeah, amazing stuff. Like Gaia, the spirit of the earth, could no longer stand the terrible destruction plaguing our planet. So she sends 5 magic rings to 5 special young people, like Kwame from Africa with the power of earth, and Wheeler from North America with the power of fire, Linka from the Soviet Union with the power of wind, Guy from Asia with the power of water, and Marty from South America with the power of heart. And when they all combine their powers, they summon Earth's greatest champion, Captain Planet, who single-handedly takes pollution down to 0 and saves the whole world every episode. It's amazing. It's the best.
Awesome.
Captain Planet, he's a hero.
I was right on that fringe of Captain Planet. I watched
Captain Planet was hell, boy.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, for the concept, it really held up pretty well. It was kind of interesting. So, all right, JJ, you have lost your mulligan from the beginning because you said you didn't need it. So you're at 5 minutes. No, you got a mulligan. You want to use it?
Sure, why not?
Where
Everybody else has. You set me at 2 minutes. 2
minutes. 2 minutes is on the board, and your time starts now.
Well, my favorite TV show as a kid, I have to echo Danny, but not say Knight Rider. I want to name its counterpart, Airwolf.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, because for one, I've always wanted to be a pilot. So anything flying that, I love those types of shows. But Airwolf was just the thing, man. It's like nothing could stand against it. It was a lot like Kit. It had a lot of its own little devices just for being a helicopter. And looking at it, the same model is still used today for some helichoppers, hospital choppers, Trauma One and stuff like that. And it's just a brilliant design of an aircraft. It turned well into a fighting vehicle. For the time, for me, it was almost like a real life version of Transformers, kind of like with Kit in his pursuit mode. It just, oh, never mind. Duh. I just decided to look at the clock, but
oh, it is there. I see it now.
Yeah, it is. It's right there. Thank you. But anyway, the music at the opening was just like Knight Rider. It was his own thing. It was unique. It was catchy. The show itself, and not too long ago, Jan Michael Vincent, the guy that played Stringfellow Hawk, passed away. I think it was earlier this year or last year. So he pulled off his role very well. And who could forget Ernie Borgnine, man? Classic actor, brought a lot to the table, brought a lot to the show. And then I can't remember the other guy, the dude with the glasses, had the patch over one of them. He was just a dick. But anyway, it was a great show.
Awesome.
It was Archangel.
Archangel, yeah, thank you.
All right, Han.
Hey, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
That show was awesome. I like when they had the turbos on there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't like, they did a second rendition with Stringfellow's brother.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
I didn't care for that one.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. That show was awesome. It is in my top 5.
Yeah, I watch. Actually, my mother would watch that one, but I don't think she watched Knight Rider with me. But I was a Knight Rider, Airwolf, Dukes of Hazzard guy. Those car shows. I mean, in the '80s, if your show was going to be successful, it had to have a car. The Ferrari, Magnum PI, the van.
Simon.
Yeah, Simon. Hardcastle.
Yeah, the motorcycle, Street Hawk.
Yeah,
Street Hawk.
Hardcastle McCormick had the Lamborghini. A-Team had the van. Rockford Files had the truck and the Trans Am. Yeah, I mean, you had to have a car during that time. That car was just.
Hardcastle McCormick was like a kit car, wasn't it?
What? It was
Hardcastle McCormick was like a kit car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a Ferrari kit car or something.
It was a Lamborghini, if I remember right. I'll have to look it up. All right, Han, your 5 minutes is on the board. Would you like to use that mulligan?
Yes, I would.
And where would you like to go to?
1 minute.
1 minute. I was thinking you were going to say.
Anybody remember that movie? Kind of makes me think Airwolf, Blue Thunder.
Yeah,
you ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
From what, 80s or 90s, something like that.
Yeah,
late 80s.
Yeah, late 80s, I think. Yeah. All right, your 1 minute is on the board. What was your favorite TV show as a child, and why? Go.
I liked the original G.I. Joe cartoon. I was a big G.I. Joe fan. The little G.I. Joe figures. I had a bunch of them. I liked the action and the action in the show as a kid. Looking back now, of course, the animation doesn't compare to today's animation, but as a kid, you're like, oh, this is cool. My little G.I. Joes I play with, they're like shooting at each other and fighting Cobra Commander and all that stuff. I just really like that show, and I'd sit there and watch it, on Saturday mornings or whatever, and play with my toys and set up little battles. And I also liked at the end how they had the little kind of moral thing at the end. They'd tell you about like fire safety or whatever it was, stranger danger. And, you remember the now and knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe, where they do like little public service announcement at the end. And that was just one of my favorite shows as a kid, G.I. Joe.
You can believe it wherever he's needed.
All right.
Yo, Joe.
My favorite person there was Zartan. Zartan was hell.
Well, that wraps up the portion of our show where we use the wheel and all the times and stuff. We might mention a couple more. We go about an hour and 30 minutes sometimes, so we've got about 15 minutes. We might go through some of our other questions real quick, jump through them. in a quick roundabout way, in a round robin way. But before we do that, we're going to get to the points. Mark, the best number in communism is one state. So you have 1 point, sir. JJ, your Twitter name is Sith Lord. So the rule of the Sith is the rule of 2. You get 2 points. Han, you have 3 shows that people should go see. That soon. Jackpot Game Nights and Bloody Mary Brunch. And those 3 is your point. You get 3 points. And for being on the Fantastic Four with me, Danny, number is 4. Danny, you win today with the number 4.
If Mark had his way, we would all have 1 point because that's communism.
We'd all equally distribute the points between us.
Well, let's see here.
But it's not communiism. It's Chris.
Really, Chris would be hoarding all the points at the top for himself and sharing.
I win. I have all the points. All right, guys. Thank you very much. You guys had a great panel today. I really do appreciate that. So let's go through some of these questions we did not talk about. Let's see here. We got that one. I got to make sure I get rid of these. And that one. All right. I don't think we did any of mine today, which is kind of a good thing. Okay, so let's bring this one up because Danny talked about this earlier. And Danny, I don't think you have a problem with me saying this is your question. If a writer chooses to go way left or right on a particular character, a popular character, is it appropriate to criticize, destroy, poke fun at, boycott the writer's work, or should they wait till it's done and watch it, read it, then make a fair and informed, intelligent review of the project? So, Mark, normally when we do this, just give me a quick answer. So we'll go ahead and let you start since you're our new guy on the panel.
And probably the best person to answer this question ever, because my book's like all politically charged in a way, and so you need to know what the arc is in it. They could start off by putting a character in the extreme left or the extreme right, but you don't know where they're going with the story. For a good story, the hero needs to learn a lesson of some kind in it, and you may find that you agree with the lesson that they're going to learn. So if you need to read it to make an informed decision, it's okay to criticize and poke fun, but don't destroy things until they're done, then say how terrible it was.
Okay. That's a very good point you make there, that sometimes when they give a brief, a brief introduction to something, that you only get the cover of it. Like you said, don't judge a book by its cover. You get the cover of it. Yeah, you get to see the basics of it, and then you don't really know what the substance is. So sometimes waiting for the substance. That's very good. That's a good point. JJ, what do you say?
Well, I'm not really a book person either. I don't do much reading, but when it comes to stuff that people think they know about or they actually do know about, it's the popular opinion nowadays is let's just, hey, they're doing, just for instance, hey, we're going to write this new Star Wars book. Guess what? It's going to have 3 Jedi in it. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody wants to destroy it just because. That's what happens today. But in all honesty, no, you can't really judge it until you know what's in it. What it's about, what the backstory is, if there is one. Pay attention to the product before we judge a product.
Yeah. What do you say?
I agree. I know a lot of people are quick to rush and make YouTube videos slamming stuff as soon as the word of a book or movie comes out, or as soon as the preview comes out, or as soon as the script is somehow released. Like Danny was saying earlier, I think you should wait and see for yourself, because although I don't agree necessarily with them taking a character too far to the extreme one way or the other, you have to wait and see for yourself what they did with the character or what they did with it, and give it the benefit of the doubt. Kind of like with people, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to see how you are, and I'm going to treat you the way you want to be treated. I kind of look that way with books and movies and stuff. give it the benefit of the doubt. Wait till it actually comes out. Don't listen to all the hype, and make an informed, critique of it, so to speak, or an opinion on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny.
I think you already know how I stand, Chris. We had this discussion on several. I'm going to quickly go over this. I agree with Mark saying 1,000%. I will use the example of this Gotham Eye. Some people are shredded to death based on what it sounds like. It sounds like it could be crazy, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, nope, I ain't doing with that, because when you actually get into the show, it might be something totally different than what we think. I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying it's a good example, just an example. Another example I use is some people didn't like the MTV version of Teen Wolf. I liked it. When I saw it, it was nothing like the movie from Michael J. Fox or Jason Bateman. Nope. But what it had was a different flavor that I thought was good. I enjoyed the whole series. So until you watch and give something a chance, you can't sit here and just machine gun blast it. Is all I'm saying. Even though it may look and sound crazy, it may not. It may be something that like, I didn't see it. And then also, last point, fans are always saying, "I want something new. I want something different." I'm tired of seeing ABC 1, 2, 3. But then when somebody gives you something new and different, they want to see ABC 1, 2, 3. So you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great point. That is.
All right, let's go with, if you could work on a creative project of your choice with anyone, who would it be and why? Let's go backwards this time. Danny, we'll start with you.
I wish I could go back in time and pick the brain and work with Stan Lee when he's developing some of his characters. I would like to put my input on it or see what was his thought process. There's a rumor, I don't know how true it is, I haven't researched this, but I heard it from a lot of people that Xavier and Magneto was basically his depictions of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Xavier being more peace-minded would represent Martin Luther King, and Magneto representing Malcolm X, more militant. I don't know if it's true or not. Like I said, I've heard it. Have not seen anything in writing to confirm that, but I like the way he used certain characters to represent things that were actually going on in the real world, and I would like to have been a part of that process if I could have been.
That's a good example as well of when we were saying earlier about if someone's gone too far left or too far right with it. X-Men is an example that in those days you could have said, oh, this is like a liberal nonsense comic about inclusivity and stuff, like give it a chance, see what happens.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so next, I think Han, you were next after Danny. So we'll let you go next, and then JJ, we'll get to you.
I would like to hang out and write a book with Ernest Hemingway. I like Ernest Hemingway's work. What I've read about him in his life, I think he'd be a cool dude to hang out with and go fishing with. I'd like to pick his brain. I like a lot of his literature. So I think he was a man's man and a man of adventure. So I would enjoy spending some time with Ernest Hemingway and maybe working on a project with him.
Cool. All right. JJ.
Would you mind repeating the question for me?
If you could work on a creative project of your choice with anyone, who would it be and why?
George Lucas. The man's got a very creative mind. He is his own boss. Nobody telling him what he has to create, no one telling him what to create. He does it all on his own. It's all his work. I believe he is a brilliant writer, brilliant filmmaker, even though there are people out there that dog some of his movies. That's fine. That's your opinion. He come up with a lot of the technology that we use today to make films and games and stuff, so, come on. He to me, he's the man.
Awesome. And Mark.
So my answer to this is that I would go back in time and work with Leonardo da Vinci, because because I've got this comic that I want to put out in the future. That is, like, all of my comics break the rules of how you're supposed to make comics in it, and I want to make a comic out of math. Like, I want to make this math comic. Like, it looks really beautiful in my head because it's made out of like you know, golden ratios and spirals and all this kind of like cool looking stuff. And he's the perfect person to draw it for me. Like, so that's my choice.
Awesome.
Da Vinci.
Real quick, I'll go ahead and give you mine. I would say George Lucas, and I'm glad you said it for me, JJ, because what I really wanted to say was my father. My father and I had a tumultuous time when I was growing up and as a teenager and stuff, but he was big into construction, and he built houses with his dad for years and years. And going back and the way that he and I interacted the older I got and before he died, I think we would have been able to work things out and work together finally. But my father was disabled. He couldn't move very well. And that time had passed long before. And I don't know. I think I would like to design maybe not a house, but like a cabin or something and build it with him. Take our time. My father was a recovering alcoholic, but the last few years when we go to ball games, we'd each drink a beer together. That was kind of like something I looked past the recovering alcoholic part just for the sheer fact that I would drink beer with my dad, and I was just happy that I had gotten to the place where we could do that and enjoy each other's company. And I didn't get a lot of that with my father, so I would definitely want to probably work on a house or a I don't know, like cabin or something like that, and just take our time, you know, listen to how my father wanted to do things like that. So that's what my answer is.
It's a great answer.
What was that? Oh, thank you.
Great answer.
Okay, let's do this one. If you could go back in history to any point in time for 1 hour, what would you pick? JJ, you'd be dead. Dinosaurs would kill you, just so you know.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question before we throw to this question?
Yes, you may.
If we go back in time, are we still in the location that we're in? Or can we jump in space as well?
Okay. Back to the Future rules would say, yes, you would be right where you're at. But we will take that out of the equation. We will say not only any point in time, but Han, is it okay to assume any point?
Yeah, when I came up with the question, it was any point or anywhere in time.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
I didn't say that, but that's what I meant.
No, and I figured that's what you meant. I mean, we're not going to go and hold you to like laws of physics.
If I teleport back in time to my house 200 years ago, did that end any good anyway?
Okay, we'll start with you, Mark. Go ahead.
Oh, so I've thought about this question for years, and what I would do is I would go to Mozart. Yeah. Now, you know, Mozart has like a perfect musical memory in it. Like, so he can hear any piece of music and then play it instantly. So I would go back to that sort of French Revolutionary times, hang out with Mozart and teach him Bohemian Rhapsody in it. Like, so that song could come out like in that time period, and it would like blow the musical world into pieces. It would be incredible. That's what I'd do in my hour.
All right. Han. Oh, wait, no. Actually, it's JJ. JJ, you go next.
Okay. I'd have to jump back to just a few years ago. I don't have an exact time frame because I really don't remember, but I know it's less than 5. And make sure I had the winning numbers for the almost $1 billion Powerball that we had.
Hey, that works. I mean, nothing says you can't do that. And you can go back and you can look at all the Powerball numbers. They still have them.
No, I can go look at them right now and then go back and say, hey, pick these numbers.
These are the numbers I want. And I mean, you might have to. Well, how many people split that? There was like 2 people, 3 people.
It don't matter. That much money, who cares?
That's true. Actually, what I would do is I'd go to the day before when nobody won it. the drawing before when nobody had won it,
There you go. Yeah,
and then get the numbers. I'd lose a little bit of money, but nobody else would win it.
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's-
greedy. I'm sorry, I'm greedy.
No, nothing wrong with that. Just share. Just be like, okay, now I know when I go back, I'll be rich, but
When I come back,
that's right. All right, Han.
I thought about a couple things because I have my brain works kind of weird. I've thought about several, like go back to see D-Day in real life, but I would go back to ancient Rome and for an hour watch the spectacle of a gladiatorial game.
oh yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we've all seen it on Gladiator, but to go back and see it for real,
Yeah, no,
because you read the history of it and the spectacle of the gladiatorial match, I would go back and for an hour watch the Gladiator games.
Imagine if you go back and it's like professional wrestling, like it's not quite real. You'd be so disappointed, wouldn't you? Like the oversold it for 2,000 years.
they're going out like there's a match going on, and then somebody walks out of a tunnel. I told you I was gonna come and take your belt. I'm coming now.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I got to do it for Han.
No.
Oh yeah, I came to kill the tiger, and then I'm gonna come after you.
Yeah, that's what I would pick. Like I said, it was kind of hard for me. I have a weird mind, I guess. There's lots of things in history I'd like to see that a lot of people would think was weird, like Civil War, World War II stuff, just to see it in person. But that's what I would pick would be ancient Rome.
Dangerous. D-Day. Do you realize how many people died during D-Day?
And to me the caveat would be if you go back in time, you can't die.
Okay. All right.
You would kind of be like an invisible observer.
Oh, so we're playing with a little bit of Back to the Future, a little bit of a kid in King Arthur's court,
Yeah,
and mix it in with A Christmas Carol.
yeah,
Or
basically.
Scrooge, however you want to say. Okay,
Yeah, basically.
I got the premise now. Okay, Danny, what do you say?
I would borrow as much money as I could carry. Go back to 1976, April 1st, upon the creation of Apple. I would tell my parents, here is the money. Buy as much shares as humanly possible. Borrow as much money. And now we all would be kings now.
That's
That's a good one.
see, so that right there, that's residuals, man.
So I'm thinking about historical stuff. Seth and Danny are like, I'm gonna get that money.
I'm
Gotta
gonna
get paid.
make my own history.
See, that's the thing. That's why you can't go off of Back to the Future logic, because if you went and did that, that actually screws with the timeline going there forward. So
What, taking money from someone that don't need it and giving it to somebody that does need it?
Because by doing that, you actually are going to change how it affects the future.
Yeah, I know that. I'm gonna be rich. Who cares?
Yeah. There's only like 1,300 billionaires in the whole United States. Why can I be?
Okay, let me put this point to you, Danny. What if by doing so, it changes your life to the point that you no longer have your wife, no longer have your grandchildren, your children, whatever? What if that changed? Would it be worth doing that?
It wouldn't be. It would change for me because A, I'd probably still be married. B, I'll always have my granddaughter because she was born and already alive at the time.
Okay.
Everything that I'm talking about is just like 5 years or less ago.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Google hot tub time machine. But again, this is all not only theoretical, but it is whatever you want to make of it, because we're not going off of any cosmic rule that could change possibly or whatnot. Where would I go? Oh shit!
About to bed.
Yeah.
No, I would go back and fix a couple things in my life as like between 16 and 20. I won't go into details because it's sad stories and stuff like that I don't need to go into. But I would change one thing in particular. And actually, it doesn't affect me at all. It actually would affect somebody else I knew that I cared about a lot. So it has now been 1 hour and 34 minutes and 35 seconds. that we've been going on. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Why don't you tell everybody again where you're at or where they can find you, all that fun stuff. Mark, go ahead and start.
Yeah, I'm always behind you. I'm always in your dreams. And you can follow me on Twitter as well. Call me Mark. Days are free.
All right.
That's all I got.
Okay. JJ?
Yeah, man. I'm JJ. You know me in chat at SithFord3827. You can find me on Twitter at SithFord3827. You can find me over around Mary Mayhem channel and also on HanStar channel. And every once in a while, Chris will let me hang out with him too. So thanks for having me on, Chris. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you being on here too. Mark, same to you.
Yes, thank you.
Not a problem. I'm glad you came on. Han, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, what you're about.
Hey, everybody. I'm HanStar. I have a channel by the same name, HanStar. I'm supposed to be doing travel and kayaking and van life videos, but I can't do any of that now because we're all stuck at home. So I'm doing 2 weekly live streams. I have my Thursday afternoon stream at 1 p.m. Eastern time called Bloody Mary Brunch, where I day drink Bloody Marys and talk about interesting topics for a couple hours. I got to get myself together, Chris. Sundays, I have bi-weekly streams. Like this Sunday, it'll be Jackbox Game Night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the weeks that I'm not doing Jackbox Game Night, it's Sunday Fun Day in that tune, where you'll see Chris as the DJ. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come and check it out. We have a lot of fun on the Sunday streams. It's just fun hanging out, having a good time, joking around, laughing. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at HanStarYT.
Yes, indeed. All right. Last and certainly not least, Danny of Comment Chat. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
I am Danny. My channel on YouTube is Comment Chat. On Twitter is Comment Chats. I am currently practicing social distancing because I have not been at my house. Well, I've been in my house since Wednesday, and I don't plan on leaving until Monday when I got to go back to work. So while I'm doing that, I'm streaming. I've been streaming 3 or more hours every day for the past 3 days. Tomorrow I'll be streaming with 2 friends of mine. We call the stream Just 3 Men Talking. So if you're going to catch me about 4 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, you will see me, Terrence, and Jason Miller talking. Also, you can catch me on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Chaotic Conversation. Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the KHAOS list. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Rule of 3. And Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Equilibrium. Please join me. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to my 1,500 subscribers by Father's Day of this year, which is the 3rd Sunday in June. I can only do that with your help. So please subscribe.
Please, guys, go in and subscribe and follow all of these great people. Don't forget to check out Mark's Indiegogo project and help support him in that endeavor. Also, guys, I am trying to get to 1,500 subscribers, and I'm trying to do it just slightly before Danny. I picked my parents' anniversary, which is June 9th of this year for that. And if you guys aren't subscribers already, please look at the channel, look at the stuff we do here, and please subscribe. With that said, guys, thank you very much, every last one of you. I greatly appreciate it. You guys are great. And yeah, so everybody say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to both channels and make sure to check out our friends in the Fandom Minutes. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and BitChute. And you can also send us an email at sean@seanstackousereacts.com and chrisknight at therealreview3000.com. Be sure to swing by our Teespring store to pick up some awesome merchandise.